So, hi kids, here is some help to score maximum marks in section reading. The question paper has three sections. The very first and significant section is this section, reading section. It could be challenging because the passages are unfamiliar to you and could be time consuming if you do not have the right strategies. The passage could be new, but the ideas generally are not. So, here we go. Here are two powerful strategies. The first strategy is skimming. The idea here is to read through the passage, paying attention to the keywords, the nouns, the verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and like that. Remember, you're not required to read in detail here. So as you read, you get to know the attitude and tone of the writer. In the sense, if the author or the writer is being optimistic or critical, for example. The second strategy is scanning. The strategy is to read with the intention to look for certain pieces of information. The questions that ask you to identify a word for certain paragraph from certain paragraph, or supply a detail, or complete a sentence by filling in gaps, such questions. These questions demand your closer attention to words. Next type of question is the true or false or not given question. If you locate an information in the paragraphs that supplement the statement question, then the answer is true. If you don't come across any such information, then it's false. On the other hand, if you do not find any relevant information on the question statement, then the answer is not given. It's as simple as that. Now, the reading comprehension question use certain words like comment, reflect, observe, remark. When you come across these words, remember you are expected to infer or arrive at a meaning that are not conveyed through the words. In the sense that you are expected to notice the writer's feelings or attitude here. Is the writer angry or in regret? Is he or she confident or pessimistic? Such views. There could be questions that expect you to connect the text, that is the passage, with global ideas or views. You need to do when you come across words like compare, link, identify, associate, such words. You are looking at a passage from the CBSE this year's sample paper. You can download the question paper for better understanding. So as I skim, I underline the keywords and come up with a heading for the passage that sums up the ideas. Para 1 gives an introduction. So here it is an introduction to ghost nets. As I skim, I underline the keywords and arrive at a subtitle or a heading. Now, though this is not mandatory, arriving at a heading is not mandatory, it is helpful in the sense you will be able to locate the passage with certain ideas, because the passage is constructed in such a way that every paragraph deals with a couple of ideas which are different from one another. The second passage is all about the details and the threat the ghost nets cause to the marine life. So I read through that paragraph. The third paragraph, of course, is about the crisis caused by plastic. You see, plastic crisis, nylon. So you find that how it is being dumped, and how it poses great risk to the marine life. Fourth paragraph is about the actions taken or to be taken, so far taken. Such ideas are discussed in paragraph number 4. And paragraph number 5, right, it's about the solution, remedial action. So you find that these paragraphs are constructed logically. They have certain ideas to discuss in every paragraph, and every paragraph adds on to the theme of the passage. So this is the general purview. Now let's look at the questions asked. The first question, ghost nets have been named so because they have you have been given 4 options. You are asked to locate the right option. Now named, in the sense, why is it called so? So here the idea is to arrive at a definition. So what did I do? I simply paraphrased. I look at the paragraph again. I come across the word, the opening paragraph, because the opening paragraph gives us the introduction to ghost nets. So I get this sentence: a ghost net is a fishing net that's been lost or abandoned in the ocean. So abandoned is not owned by anyone, and that's how I locate the right answer. Now looking at the second question, I'm asked to comment on the writer's reference. What's the comment on? The health problem. So again, I look at the paragraph. Here, when I go through the paragraph, I come to know about the threat to the marine life and how it is a major problem for health of our ocean and marine life. So what do? I make a connection between the ghost nets and the health of the ocean, that is the cause and the effect. And the comment is, the ghost nets pose a great threat to marine life. So I have connected the textual idea, I have connected the cause, I have also identified the effect, and then I make the comment by writing that they pose a great threat to marine life. Now the third question, list 2 ways being entangled in a ghost net is likely to impact a walrus. Now, the walrus is a mammal already given in the question. Now, we have been asked to list. So, write one below the other. Right? What are the 2 ways in which walrus get entangled? Okay. So, here you have other animals, other marine life like turtles, dolphins, and porpoises. You have been asked to identify in the case of walrus, which is also a mammal. So we have this keyword, keep mammals and birds from rising to the surface for air. So that's how they get caught. Entangle means they get caught. So here is the threat. So I identify 2 ways. A, they cause injuries. The ghost nets cause injuries. B, keep mammals and birds from rising to the surface for air. Here the mammal in reference is walrus. The next question number 4, is to identify the opposite of the word negligible, which is in paragraph 2. So I go here, paragraph 2, I read through, I come across hundreds of animals, and then I have the word monumental, right? Opposite, antonym. So the word is monumental. Monumental meaning something huge, and the words hundreds of confirm it. Okay, so monumental is something huge, and the opposite word is negligible. That's how I identify the answer. Going on to question number 5. Except, right? The writer would agree with the statements based on the paragraph except this. Except, other than. So you have to find out the odd statement out. Now it's all about plastic. Paragraph 3 is all about plastic. So I go through it, which is, we know that plastic pose a lot of threat to marine life. So let's look at, is there any key sentence, key statement that is against this idea? Look at C. Most ghost nets provide nutrition to marine life upon disintegration. We know that plastic doesn't disintegrate. And how can that be nutritional to the marine life? So Here is the odd statement and out. Before I identify the odd statement, I must have the patience to go through all the options. Okay, children, remember that. Have the patience to go through all the options and then identify the answer. Okay, so here are the keywords that tell us that marine life is in danger. Nets that do not break down. So they do not disintegrate. They never go away. And they are toxic. So they are not nutritional. So I come here. Question number 6. Question number 6. The question is, you are asked to, based on your understanding of paragraph 3, list one major advantage that these had over fishing nets. In the sense, common rope, the common natural fiber, had over the fishing nets used in the present time. So present is modern. I look at paragraph, as the word modern means present, which is made of nylon. They don't disintegrate. They never go away. Whereas common rope is natural fiber, right? So they disintegrate. So the advantage is, I have to make the inference here, the modern fishing net is made of plastic and are not biodegradable, whereas the common rope is a natural fiber and biodegradable and therefore much more safe. Much more safe. Question number 7. Why is it fair to say that commitment and innovation have to go hand in hand to rid the oceans of ghost nets? Now, you have been asked to give a reason. So, I refer to the passage which has details of the steps or action taken, exorcising ghost nets. Okay, removing these nets. Is it possible? Very much possible. Calls for a huge action. So what are the reasons given? It's a challenging issue because you need continuous efforts, say commitment, cooperation, innovation. It calls for continuous efforts, out of box thinking. So what I do here, I paraphrase, right? I rewrite, I choose different set of words to express the idea. So the answer is this. Next, question number 8. Complete the given sentence with an appropriate inference with respect to the following. The writer quotes the example of WWF lead mission in the Baltic Sea. In order to, I'm asked to complete the sentence. So I have to make a inference here, very clearly given, conclusion here. So what is the idea when you have a worldwide federation involved in a rescue act, in an environmental act? So it would be definitely to create an awareness about the need to come together. The key word is collaborate, and therefore need to come together and work to address this global issue. So kids, these skills come with practice. So try answering the comprehension passage and keep the process in mind.